You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end...
What will I become?
Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and this is the first episode of our Champions Bloodsport tournament, the tournament to end all tournaments. We are so excited. You listened to 8 episodes as different contestants vied to reach this point of the competition. This is going to be our final 8, where a winner will be crowned at the end to join Dustin Resch and Amy Paul as champions of Bloodsport. So excited that we're here for Season 3. I'm just going to be doing this one solo today, and our host with the most is here with me as well, Ryan Myers. How are you, Ryan?
I am doing very well. How are you today, Neal?
I'm doing wonderfully. Your hair looks majestic. We talked about it before the recording. I know that you were ready for today. You have your Cheryl Swoop in your hair, and you're just ready to quiz all of these competitors. Is that right?
I am as ready as I will ever be, and as speedy as I will ever be as well.
Well, great. I am so excited. Do you want to explain to the audience what we're going to be doing today for the first episode, or do you want to introduce the competitors and then we'll surprise them with what we're doing today?
Oh, let's introduce them, then surprise them.
All right. As any good TV show does, let's do that. So let's start with our first competitor, going to be representing all of Canada, not just where she's from, but all of Canada. Stacey McPeek. How are you, Stacey?
I can't complain. A lovely morning of no particular time, depending on when this is released.
Well, we're so happy that you're here to join us. Congratulations to reach this point. And is there anything you'd like to tell people about yourself and also Canada for who you represent today?
Anything about Canada that I'd like to share? We have a reputation for being nice, but I intend to throat punch every single one of you on this competition.
Well, good. We'd expect nothing less. Well, thank you for joining us today. And we're going to move right to the Midwest/North sector, which is where we're from. And it's going to be someone that we know very well. Very excited to hear them talk about a new project, and that is Jay Borsom. How are you, Jay?
I am living the dream, Neal. How are you and yours?
Doing well. I think the other guys are out in the gym, pumping up for the next few episodes. But tell people a little bit about you if they haven't heard of you before, and then what your new project is.
Yeah, I don't know how they couldn't possibly have heard of me at this point, but somehow, in case they haven't, trying to be a figure in the online and broader trivia space. So I do Twitch, I do the World Trivia Federation. I most recently launched a word game podcast called Verboten on the PTE network. First episode went live at the beginning of November for that, so very excited to eventually have the guys from Triviality on, because we're going to see which one knows the best words.
It's definitely not me, but I'm happy about the invitation and super excited about that. The first episode is great, so make sure everyone checks that out. And you're not doing enough, so we have to find something else to add to your plate. So, thank you for being here. And representing New Zealand, beating out several other Australians. I'm not sure if there's any bad blood, as some of the textbooks might tell us. But representing New Zealand, Ryan Boyd. How are you, Ryan?
I'm very well, thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah, so happy to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you feel representing all of New Zealand.
There's a lot of weight on my shoulders for that responsibility. I just hope to do the country proud, and hopefully they don't kick me out after this.
I hope not. We got a letter from the government that said if you don't perform valiantly, that they're going to give you a strongly worded voicemail. So hopefully that doesn't come to that. So I think New Zealand wouldn't do anything worse than that. It's just a nice, strongly worded voicemail. But yeah, thank you for being here, Ryan. And last but not least, representing all Dutch boys and Dutch girls and all the Dutch in all the world, coming to us from the Netherlands, representing the Netherlands and all of Europe, beating out some other European contestants, Willem Van Vendeloo. How are you, Willem?
Hey, Neal. Thanks for having me. I'm doing fine. I've been warmed up already. I got
cold 3 times today already, so I've had to take a couple of showers to get heated up for battle, and now I feel like I'm ready.
Well, good. And I see that you are performing today shirtless, oiled up like Van Damme in Bloodsport, but which we didn't ask for, but we appreciate. So thank you for doing that, Willem.
Yeah, it's Dutch tradition.
Yeah, that's right. It's Dutch tradition. And what do you use to oil yourself up? Is it honey? Is it some other form of natural ingredient?
I mean, we are famous for our Dutch stroopwafels, which are just like wafers with caramel, and I have to use that to get me really ready for the match.
All right. Well, if anyone wants a hot tip, use caramel and just rub it over your body, and you'll be ready to go for any competition. But those are our four competitors. What were you gonna say, Willem? Sorry.
We'll see how that pays off tonight. Yeah.
Yes, we will. Well, we have our 4 competitors here. We are so excited. Ryan Myers, why don't you tell everyone at home what the first round of Bloodsport is going to consist of?
Well, folks, we are going to stick with a classic, tried and true fan favorite category here, and we're going to be doing some speed round questions. I've got 3 different rounds of questions for everybody this evening or day or whenever. Time has no meaning here today. I'm going to ask you all 3 rounds of 15 different questions. You'll answer them as quickly as you can. You'll get 1 minute and 10 seconds to answer them all. You get your guess. I will move on to the next one. If you say pass, I will come back around to it if you'd like that again. But other than that, I think like last time, we're not going to say correct or incorrect, just so you can have as much time as you can to answer these. Neal, I think I'm going to have you checking the clock and keeping track of score, if that's possible.
Yep, I will have the timer, and then I will also be looking at the score. So that shouldn't be a problem at all.
Excellent. So Stacey's first. Are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Excellent. I will read the first question. After the first question is read in its entirety, Neal will start your timer, which is, again, 70 seconds. Your first question. What is the capital city of Nepal?
Kathmandu.
Which woman won an acting Oscar for $1 Million Baby?
Swank.
Which fruits varieties include navel and mandarin?
Orange.
Who wrote the classic sci-fi novel Dune?
I won't know this. Pass.
What does the A stand for in the scientific abbreviation DNA?
Acid.
In which Shakespeare play would you find the characters Shylock and Portia?
Merchant of Venice.
In which country is the fashion house Dior headquartered?
City or
country?
France.
Which kind of workplace was the center of the TV shows Fawlty Towers and The White Lotus?
A hotel.
Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in 2023 with Loreen's song Tattoo?
I think that is Ukraine.
Who painted the 1893 work The Scream?
Monk.
What is the term in Islam for the pilgrimage to Mecca?
Hajj?
Who composed the 1805 opera Fidelio?
Beethoven.
Which unit of measurement is roughly the distance from the Earth to the Sun?
That's time.
And you can get your answer in on that.
I can't remember. It's like a Earth something.
Okay. So going through our questions, capital city of Nepal is Kathmandu for 1 point. Which woman won an acting Oscar for $1 Million Baby? Hilary Swank was correct for another point. Which fruits varieties include navel and mandarin? Orange was correct for 3. You passed on number 4. Who wrote the classic sci-fi novel Dune? That was Frank Herbert. What does the A stand for in DNA? That's deoxyribonucleic acid. You were correct for a 4th point. The Shakespeare play featuring the characters Shylock and Portia was The Merchant of Venice. Well done. That's for 5. The fashion house Dior is headquartered in France. Correct for 6. Which kind of workplace was the center of the TV shows Fawlty Towers and The White Lotus? Hotel, lodging, anything like that is fine by me. You're correct. The 2023 Eurovision Song Contest was won by Loreen's song Tattoo. She is from the country with the blue and white flag of Sweden, not Ukraine.
Oh, right. I was thinking 2022, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who painted the 1893 work The Scream? That was Edvard Munch, correct. The term for the Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca is the Hajj, yes. And the 1805 opera Fidelia was the only opera by Beethoven, correct. Neal, I believe that gives us, is it 10 points?
That is a very strong start at 10 points. That is correct.
Excellent. Very well done. You're done for the time being. Our next contestant is up. Neal, who is stepping into the non-agon, since octagon is probably trademarked.
Well, I love that. Our next contestant representing the Midwest and North, Jay.
It's Jay Borsom. Jay Borsom, are you ready?
Sure. We'll go with a yup on that.
A very Midwestern yup.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Your time starts after I read the first question. Jay, what is the capital city of Egypt?
Cairo.
Which woman won an acting Oscar for La La Land?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Which fruits varieties include Fuji and Honeycrisp?
Apple.
Who wrote the classic sci-fi novel Fahrenheit 451?
Bradbury.
What does the T stand for in the scientific abbreviation BTU?
Thermal.
In which Shakespeare play would you find the characters Tybalt and Mercutio?
Romeo and Juliet.
In which country is the fashion house Burberry headquartered?
The UK.
Which kind of workplace was the center of the TV shows St. Elsewhere and ER?
Hospital.
Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in 2018 with Neta's song Toy?
Greece.
Who painted the 1908 work The Kiss?
Klimt.
What is the term in Islam for the Arabic name of God?
Allah.
Who composed the 1786 opera The Marriage of Figaro?
I believe that was Mozart.
Which unit of measurement measures electrical resistance?
That's the ohm.
From which country does NBA superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo come?
Greece.
What is the mathematical equation that represents the slope-intercept of a straight line?
Time.
You can answer.
Can you repeat that?
What is the mathematical equation that represents the slope-intercept of a straight line?
Y equals mx plus b.
All right. Going back through, the capital city of Egypt is indeed Cairo. The woman who won an acting Oscar for La La Land was Emma Stone.
Yeah, I names and faces with me.
Fuji and Honeycrisp are varieties of apple. Fahrenheit 451 was written by Ray Bradbury. The T in BTU is British Thermal Unit. You are correct. Tybalt and Mercutio are Shakespeare characters from Romeo and Juliet. Burberry is headquartered in the United Kingdom. The workplace in the center of shows like St. Elsewhere and ER is a hospital. Netta won the 2018 Eurovision Song Contest with the song Toy on behalf of Israel. The 1908 painting The Kiss is by Gustav Klimt. The Arabic term for God is Allah. The 1786 opera The Marriage of Figaro was done by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Electrical resistance is measured by the ohm. Giannis Antetokounmpo is an NBA player from Greece. And the mathematical equation that represents the slope-intercept of a line is y equals mx plus b, which, Neal, does that take us to 13?
13 is correct.
Well done.
Boy, that was quicker and slower than I thought it was going to be all at the same time.
It is intense. It is very, very fast. Contestant number 3, Neal, who is stepping forward.
Representing New Zealand, Ryan.
All right. You can't let me down with your name.
Well, that was a hard act to follow, so we'll see.
All right. Your time will start after I finish reading the first question, Ryan. What is the capital city of Argentina?
Buenos Aires.
Which woman won an acting Oscar for The Silence of the Lambs?
Jodie Foster.
Which fruits varieties include Bosque and Anjou?
Pear.
Who wrote the classic sci-fi collection I, Robot?
Asimov.
What does the D stand for in the scientific abbreviation HDMI?
Dimension.
In which Shakespeare play would you find the characters Duncan and Banquo?
Macbeth.
In which country is the fashion house Kate Spade headquartered?
USA.
Which kind of workplace was the center of the TV shows Two Broke Girls and Alice?
Like a cafe.
Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1988 with Celine Dion's song Ne partez pas sans moi?
Switzerland.
Who painted the 1937 work Guernica?
Picasso.
What is the term in Islam for something permitted, especially in regards to food?
Halal.
Who composed the 1816 opera The Barber of Seville?
Time.
Rossini.
Alrighty. Going over these, the capital of Argentina is Buenos Aires. The woman who won an acting Oscar for Silence of the Lambs was Jodie Foster. Bosque and Anjou are kinds of pear. iRobot was written by Isaac Asimov. The D in HDMI, it's high definition. Or just definition in this case. In which Shakespeare play would you find Duncan and Banquo? That was Macbeth. Kate Spade is a fashion house headquartered in the USA. Two Broke Girls and Alice are shows that take place at diners, restaurants, cafes. Celine Dion won the 88 Eurovision Song Contest with Switzerland. Very well done. The 1937 painting Guernica was done by Pablo Picasso. The term in Islam for something permitted, especially in regards to food, is halal. And you ended with the 1816 opera The Barber of Seville, which was done by Gioacchino Rossini. Very well done. Neal, how many points does that net us?
That will give Ryan 11 points.
Alrighty. Contestant number 4 is next up. Neal, who is entering the nonagon?
The pride of the Netherlands, Willem.
We love Willem. Alrighty, Willem, your time will start when I finish the first question. Willem, what is the capital city of Belgium?
Brussels.
Which woman won an acting Oscar for Black Swan?
Natalie Portman.
Which fruits varieties include finger and key?
Pass.
Who wrote the classic sci-fi novel Starship Troopers?
Pass.
What does the B stand for in the scientific abbreviation USB?
Pass.
In which Shakespeare play would you find the characters Bottom and Titania?
Pass.
In which country is the fashion house Hugo Boss headquartered?
UK.
In which kind of workplace were the shows Barney Miller and Brooklyn Nine-Nine set?
Office.
In which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in 2022 with the song Stefania?
Ukraine.
Who painted the 1506 work Mona Lisa?
Da Vinci.
What is the term in Islam for the tower from which a call to prayer is proclaimed?
Mosque? No. Pass.
Who composed the 1904 opera Madame Butterfly?
Pass.
What is the SI-derived unit for force?
Newton.
From which country does EPL superstar Erling Haaland come?
Sweden.
Time.
Question number 1. What is the capital city of Belgium? That is Brussels. The Oscar winner for Black Swan was Natalie Portman. Finger and key are varieties of lime. The classic sci-fi novel Starship Troopers was written by Robert A. Heinlein. The B in USB stands for bus, correct? Bottom and Titania were characters from A Midsummer Night's Dream. The fashion house Hugo Boss is headquartered in Germany. Barney Miller and Brooklyn Nine-Nine take place at police stations or precincts. Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest with Stefania? That was Ukraine. The 1506 painting Mona Lisa was done by Leonardo da Vinci. The tower from which a call to prayer is proclaimed in Islam is a minaret. The 1904 opera Madame Butterfly was done by Giacomo Puccini. The SI-derived unit for force is the Newton, correct. Erling Haaland in the EPL comes from Norway. And that was where we left off. Neal, how many points do we have?
We have 6 points for Willem.
Excellent.
All right, so we've had scores of 10 points for Stacey, 13 points for Jay, 11 points for Ryan, and 6 points for Willem. And it wouldn't be Bloodsport without a surprise. We have a surprise 5th competitor joining the competition, someone who performed so well during the preliminary rounds that they were invited back. Representing the West Coast, along with Matt Takamoto, is going to be Kylie Diggs. Kylie, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Okay.
Dramatic music, dramatic lights. Yes.
Bum.
So Ryan Myers and I were talking about just how well you did, Kylie, on your preliminary round, that we just had to have you in the final competition with the score that you put up in your last match. So we were so excited to have you here. Why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself? You're going to be the 2nd competitor representing the West Coast.
I'm excited to be here. After I went up against Matt, when I saw that I was going up against Matt, I was like, I'm toast. But luckily, you guys were nice enough to have me back on, and I'm excited to see what we can do in this round.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wonderful.
She's back with a steel chair, y'all.
That's right. Ran down from the steel chair. Actually, speaking of that, Kylie,
God, it's Kylie with the chair.
what would your theme music be, Kylie, if you came out as a surprise with a chair?
Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Hey, great choice.
Because all of y'all are toast. I don't know.
Ooh.
Good choice. Well, you have to be like the music video and have a bunch of Rottweilers with you. All right. Well, you heard the previous competitors. You know how this first round is going to work. So I'm going to throw it over to Ryan, and Kylie is now in the hot seat for round one.
Alrighty, Kylie. Your time will start after I finish the first question. Kylie, what is the capital city of South Korea?
Pass.
Which woman won an acting Oscar for The Favorite?
Olivia Colman.
Which fruits varieties include Lisbon and Meyer?
Lemons.
Who wrote the classic sci-fi novel Brave New World?
Huxley.
What does the A stand for in the scientific abbreviation AIDS?
Acquired.
In which Shakespeare play would you find the characters Cassius and Brutus?
Julius Caesar.
In which country is the fashion house Prada headquartered?
Italy.
In which kind of workplace were the TV shows Just Shoot Me and Ugly Betty set?
Magazines.
Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in 2021 with Måneskin's song Zitti Buoni?
Italy.
Who painted the 1942 work Nighthawks?
Hopper.
What is the term in Islam for a head covering meaning cover in Arabic?
Hijab.
Who composed the 1871 opera Aida?
Pass.
What is the SI base unit for temperature?
Kelvin.
From which country does MLB superstar Jose Altuve come?
Time.
Dominican Republic.
All right. Question 1. Capital city of South Korea is Seoul.
Duh.
The acting Oscar winner for The Favorite was Olivia Colman. Lisbon and Meyer are varieties of lemon. Aldous Huxley did write Brave New World. AIDS, the A in AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Cassius and Brutus are from Julius Caesar. Prada is headquartered in Italy. Just Shoot Me and Ugly Betty take place at fashion magazines. Correct. Zitti Buoni by Måneskin was the Eurovision winning entry for Italy. 1942's Nighthawks was done by Edward Hopper. The Arabic for cover, a head covering in Islam, is hijab. 1871's opera Aida was by Giuseppe Verdi. The SI base unit for temperature is Kelvin. Very well done. That is fairly not super easy off the top of your head, so very well done in getting that. And Jose Altuve comes from Venezuela. Our lovely friend Neal, what does that leave us?
So that will give Kylie a score of 11 points, tying her with Ryan. So right now the scores are in first place currently, Jay with 13, Ryan and Kylie tied for second place with 11, Stacey in third place with 10, and Willem currently with 6, which is an advantage for him going into the next round. I'll let you explain round 2, Ryan.
So round 2, starting with the person who has the lowest score and then going forward, you are going to get to pick your category. Your categories for round 2 are science, sports, music, food and drink, and history. Willem, since you currently have the lowest score of the bunch, you get to pick your category. You will get 15 seconds and 1 minute and 10 seconds to answer them.
Why couldn't it be geography?
Love geography.
Yeah. I will go with science.
Science, alrighty. We'll get your timer queued up. And Neal, are you ready?
I am good to go.
All right. Willem, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Your question will start, or your time will start after I finish reading the first question. Willem, what is the distinctive trait of the leaves of the Monstera plant?
Pass.
On the spectral band, what lies between radio waves and visible light?
Pass.
What are the 2 moons of Mars?
Phobos and Deimos.
Which Pacific marine bird is known for its blue feet?
Pelican.
Which German man is considered the originator of quantum theory?
Schrödinger.
Which, in humans, which glands secrete tears?
Pass.
What is the most malleable metal?
Tungsten?
Which of Freud's 3 psyche components performs critical and moral thinking?
Pass.
Which scientist is best remembered for his different uses of sweet potatoes and peanuts?
Linnaeus.
Which compound's chemical formula is CO?
Carbon monoxide.
Which bone in the human body is sometimes called the shin bone?
Pass.
In January 1983, which company released the Lisa to the public?
Pass.
What is the term for the lower chambers of the heart?
The atriums.
Time.
And
this is hard. With,
oh no!
Well, on English as well. I have to translate in my head. Well,
very, very impressive that you're able to do that, regardless, though. Number 1, the distinctive trait of the leaves of the Monstera plant is the holes. They look like Swiss cheese. On the spectral band, what lies between radio waves and visible light is infrared.
Yeah. I knew it as soon as I said pass.
Mm-hmm. Phobos and Deimos are the moons of Mars. The Pacific marine bird known for its blue feet is the booby. Which German man is considered the originator of quantum theory was Max Planck. In humans, the lacrimal glands secrete tears. The most malleable metal is gold. Of Freud's 3 psyche components, the one that performs critical and moral thinking is the superego. The scientist best remembered for uses with sweet potatoes and peanuts is George Washington Carver. The compound with the chemical formula CO is carbon monoxide. The bone that is sometimes called the shin bone is the tibia. In January 1983, Apple released the Lisa to the public. And the term for the lower chambers of the heart are the ventricles.
Well, first of all, incredibly impressive that Willem has to translate all of this in his head and is still as quick as he is. He's going to be picking up 2 points, so it brings his total currently to 8 points.
Okay, so who has the second lowest score after round 1, Neal?
That would be third place, Stacey, with 10 points.
Stacey. Stacey, would you like sports, music, food and drink, or history?
I mean, I think I have to go with that I have a degree in music, but I'm going to look like an idiot. I'm sure, but I'll go with music.
That's the way it always works, isn't it? Okay, Stacey, you've selected music. Your time will start after I finish reading the first question. Stacey, which singer scored a #1 hit with the song Faith?
George Michael.
Who composed the Ode to Joy?
Beethoven.
Who released the albums Rope in the Wind and No Fences?
I can't think of it. Pass.
Who recently became the first solo female rapper inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Queen Latifah?
What is the better-known name of musician Benito Antonio Martínez Ocasio?
Oh, pass.
What is the name of the main female character in the ballet The Nutcracker?
The Rat King?
What is the title of Katy Perry's debut single?
I Kissed a Girl.
Which company was founded in Cincinnati in 1853 by a German immigrant and is best known for its music boxes and organs?
Pass.
Which repetitive onomatopoeia lent its name to the official summer hit of Gay Twitter by Kylie Minogue?
Pass.
Which band released the seminal hard rock album Appetite for Destruction?
Guns N' Roses.
Which band did Stevie Nicks join in 1975?
Fleetwood Mac.
Who recorded a song called Barbie World for the 2023 film?
Aqua.
Time.
A standard. Okay. #1, which singer had a #1 hit with the song Faith? That was George Michael. Ode to Joy was composed by Ludwig van Beethoven. Rope in the Wind and No Fences are albums by Garth Brooks.
Yes.
First solo female rapper inducted into the Rock Hall was Missy Elliott. Benito Antonio Martínez Ocasio is Bad Bunny. The main female character from The Nutcracker is Clara. Katy Perry's debut single was I Kissed a Girl. The company founded in Cincinnati in 1853 by a German immigrant known for its music boxes and organs is Wurlitzer. The repetitive onomatopoeia lent to that was the title of the official summer hit of Gay Twitter by Kylie Minogue this year was Padum Padum. Appetite for Destruction was a seminal hard rock album by Guns N' Roses. Stevie Nicks in 1975 joined Fleetwood Mac. Barbie World 2023 was Nicki Minaj. I would have also taken Ice Spice as well. She's featured on it. Neal, Where does that leave us?
Well, that is going to give Stacey 5 points, and added to the first round, that is 15 points total.
Excellent.
Moving on to our next competitor, we have a tie score between Kylie and Ryan with 11 points each, and we went back to their first round performance, and we picked the competitor who had more questions right in a row. Ryan had 7 right in a row, and Kylie had 10 right in a row. So Ryan will get the first choice of category here.
Your options again are history, food and drink, and sports.
I won't lie, none of those are particularly appealing. I guess I'll just have to go food and drink.
All right, food and drink. Ryan, your time will start after I finish reading the first question. Ryan, to which genus of plants do onions and garlic belong?
Nightshades.
From which country does Riesling wine originate?
Italy.
From which cultivar did Pepper X dethrone earlier this year as the world's spiciest?
Carolina Reaper.
In which U.S. state are Frank's Red Hot and Tabasco sauces made?
Sorry, in which what?
U.S. state.
Texas.
What is the general shape of farfalle pasta?
Spiral.
Which floral Italian liqueur is an essential ingredient in a Negroni cocktail?
Gin.
Purple and daikon are 2 popular varieties of which vegetable?
Like a radish.
Which Austrian drink brand is the 3rd most valuable in the world behind Coke and Pepsi?
Red Bull.
What is the main ingredient in a traditional latke?
Latke. Potato.
What is the catch-all term for a smoked Polish sausage?
Kielbasa.
Which coffee drink is a shot of espresso diluted with 3 or 4 times the ratio of water?
Americano.
Fennel, bay leaves, cloves, cinnamon, and cardamom
Time.
are standards in which South Asian spice blend?
I'm
giving him that one because I stuttered on a couple.
Is it allspice? I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Let's go over the correct answers. Number 1, to which genus of plants do onions and garlic belong? Also home to shallots. It's alliums. From which country does Riesling wine originate? That's Germany. Pepper X dethroned the Carolina Reaper as the world's spiciest pepper earlier this year. Frank's Red Hot and Tabasco are both Louisiana hot sauces. Farfalle pasta is either butterfly or bow tie shaped.
Bow tie, yeah.
The floral Italian liqueur that's an essential ingredient in a Negroni is Campari. Purple and daikon are 2 popular varieties of radish, correct? The Austrian drink brand that is the world's most valuable behind Coke and Pepsi is Red Bull. A traditional latke is made with potato. The catch-all term for a smoked Polish sausage is a kielbasa. The coffee drink that is espresso diluted with either 3 or 4 times the amount of water is an Americano. And fennel, bay leaves, cloves, cinnamon, and cardamom are standards in which South Asian spice blend? That's garam masala.
Ryan picked up 6 points, bringing his total to 17.
Excellent. Very well done. For a category you were not too excited about, you picked up some good points there.
Yeah, didn't start well, finished strong.
All right, Kylie Diggs, you are up next. Would you prefer history or sports?
That is a tough choice, and not in the good way. I will give sports a go.
All right. Kylie, your time will start after I finish reading the first question. Kylie, which organization oversees international basketball?
Pass.
Which team won the 2010 FIFA World Cup?
Brazil.
Which sport sees players try to hit a ball through hoops called wickets?
Croquet.
Which major tennis open is played on clay?
French Open.
With which team did quarterback Drew Brees spend most of his career?
New Orleans Saints.
Which country has won more Olympic medals in table tennis than any other?
China.
Whose real name was Edson Arantes do Nascimento?
Pele.
What is the term in baseball for a home run with runners on every base?
Grand Slam.
Who has won the Formula One Drivers' Championship the last 3 years?
Lewis Hamilton.
Whom did LeBron James pass to become the all-time NBA scoring champ?
Michael Jordan.
Which teenager beat out Michelle Kwan for gold at the 1997 World Championships and 1998 Winter Olympics?
Tara Lipinski.
Who beat Australia 12-11 to win the Rugby World Cup this year?
New Zealand.
Out of which material is a standard ice hockey puck made?
Rubber.
Which WNBA team plays their home games in Seattle?
Time.
The Storm.
Storm is correct. And we're going to go in reverse order because I just said Storm is correct. So yeah, the Storm play their home games in Seattle in the WNBA. A standard ice hockey puck is made of rubber, yes. Australia lost the Rugby World Cup final this year, 12-11 to South Africa. Michelle Kwan lost the 1997 World Championships of Figure Skating and the 1998 Winter Olympics ladies singles titles to Tara Lipinski. LeBron James is now the all-time NBA scoring champ, and he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the honor.
Oh.
The last 3 Formula One drivers' championships have been won by Max Verstappen. What is the term in baseball for a home run with runners on every base? That is a grand slam. Edson Arantes do Nascimento is Pele. The country that's won the most Olympic medals in table tennis is China. Drew Brees spent most of his career playing for the New Orleans Saints. The major tennis open played on clay is the French Open. The sport that sees players try to hit a ball through hoops called wickets is croquet. Good job not falling into the cricket trap there with wicket. The 2010 FIFA World Cup was won by Spain. And the organization that oversees international basketball is FIBA, Fédération Internationale de Basketball d'Association.
Well, Kylie had a great performance there with 9 correct answers added to her first round score. That brings her to an even 20. And Ryan Boyd, you raised your hand during one of the questions here about the Rugby World Cup. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yes, just that I have the sad knowledge that it wasn't Australia that lost the World Cup to South Africa. It was, in fact, New Zealand. The All Blacks.
That is my fault. I actually said it that way because I wanted you to feel extra bad about it.
Well, so sorry to all the folks of New Zealand for that, and hopefully everyone at home. Yes, it was New Zealand that lost to South Africa in the Rugby World Cup. So yeah, that brings us Kylie with 20, Ryan with 17, Stacey with 15, Willem with 8, and that leaves us with Jay for the final category, which is what, Ryan?
History.
Oh, good. It's just everything that's happened before right now.
It's only a couple millennia. Jay, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, your time will start after I finish reading your first question. Jay, the ultimate goal of the 1588 Spanish Armada was to depose which ruler?
Queen Elizabeth I.
Who ruled until 453 CE as the leader of the Huns?
Attila.
Kamakura and Tokugawa were lines of Japanese dictators given what title?
Shogun.
Which military leader caused the fire of the Library of Alexandria?
Pass.
In which city was John F. Kennedy assassinated?
Dallas, Texas.
What is the better-known nickname of World War I personality Manfred von Richthofen?
The Red Baron.
Which country's colonization occurred at Botany Bay?
Australia.
Which country's fifth and current republic was established in 1958?
China.
The French and Indian War was a larger war fought within which campaign?
The 30 Years' War.
Which 3-time president of Mexico is perhaps best remembered for his victory at the Alamo?
Santa Anna.
Which term is given to an institution or public office run by a person claiming descendants from the Prophet Muhammad?
Pass.
Who was the first prime minister of India?
Pass.
To which world leader were Aurelia, Evita, and Isabel married?
Juan Perón.
Toussaint Louverture was instrumental in which country's freedom?
Time.
I'll say Haiti.
All right. Number 1, the ultimate goal of the 1588 Spanish Armada was to depose the heretic Elizabeth I. Attila was the leader of the Huns until his 453 CE death. Kamakura and Tokugawa were lines of Japanese dictators given the title shogun. The military leader that caused the fire of the Library of Alexandria was Julius Caesar. In which city was JFK assassinated? That was Dallas, Texas. Manfred von Richthofen is a World War I personality better known by the nickname the Red Baron. Which country's colonization occurred at Botany Bay? That was Australia. Not to be confused with the Botany Bay from Star Trek.
And not to be confused with New Zealand, apparently.
Exactly. You stop it. I deserve that. Which country's fifth and current republic was established in 1958? That was France. The French and Indian War was a war fought within which larger campaign? It was the 7 Years' War. 30 Years' War was a Swedish thing, I think. Which three-time president of Mexico is perhaps best remembered for his victory at the Alamo? That was Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna. The term given to an institution or public office run by a person claiming descendants from the Prophet Muhammad is a caliphate. The first prime minister of India was Jawaharlal Nehru. Aurelia, Evita, and Isabel were all married to Juan Perón. And Toussaint Louverture was instrumental in the freedom and liberation of Haiti.
Well, Jay got 9 points, tying Kylie for the second round here. And with those 9 points, Jay's score will go up to 22, keeping her in the lead. So it is Jay with 22, Kylie with 20, Ryan with 17, Stacey with 15, and Willem with 8. So you just heard the scores from the first 2 rounds. And what we're going to do here for this third and final round, before any showdowns of any sort, is each contestant is going to get the same 15 questions. And the way that is going to work is behind the scenes here, every contestant will take off their headphones, leave the room, and leave each contestant by themselves to answer these 15 questions. Once we have done that with everyone, we will get scores for everyone. And then for the listeners at home, Ryan will read all 15 questions so you can also hear what they were given. And then we will take a quick 5-second, 10-second break, come back, give you the answers, and then we will have our final scores to end the third round. So that's how this is going to work. Just so everyone knows, it was done fairly behind the scenes here. No one else is hearing the questions while a competitor is in the hot seat. And it's just going to be like a game show. Then we'll come back with the scores and give you those questions. And it'll just seem like it happened in an instant with the magic of editing. So that way you can play along at home.
Okay, so folks, again, everybody this round is going to get the same 15 questions, and to spare you the experience of listening to the same 15 questions over and over, I'm just going to read them to you with 2 or 3 seconds between each question so you can do the speed round yourself and compare how you did to the other folks. So we'll start with question 1. Which country's acclaimed films include Black Book, The Vanishing, and Antonia's Line? Which language's alphabet is called Hangul? The VW Beetle was largely the brainchild of Adolf Hitler and whom? Which fast food item did Lou Groen create in 1962 because he saw declining sales during Lent? In Wild West lingo, what was a boot hill? What is the German name for Cervon in French and Montecervino in Italian? To which scientific order do beetles belong? Barcelona, Brno, Tugendhat, and Weissenhof are all notable designs of which kind of furniture? Which song ends Act 1 of the musical Wicked? What is the name of the meal eaten by practicing Jews during Passover? Who was shot and killed at the corner of East Flamingo Road and Koval Lane in Las Vegas, 1996? Which kind of entertainment is the subject of the HBO show Hacks? Which ruler from 1520 to 1566 was a sultan called the Magnificent? Which outdated style of eyewear comes from the French for to pinch the nose? And who wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar? We'll be right back in just a second with the answers through the magic of editing.
We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end,
What will I become? Senwa Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
Okay, folks, we are back with our third round of speed trivia, kicking off the final portion of Bloodsport Season 3, our end-all tournament. Let's go over the answers to the questions. Number 1, which country's acclaimed films include Black Book, The Vanishing, and Antonia's Line? One person got this correct, unsurprisingly, when you hear the answer. That is the Netherlands.
I love everyone in this call, but I must say I'm very disappointed for everyone for that. Just that single answer.
The OG Vanishing is so good. It still holds up so well. Number 2, which language's alphabet is called Hangul? That is Korean. Number 3, the VW Beetle was largely the brainchild of Adolf Hitler and whom? It was a German car guy, but it was Ferdinand Porsche. Number 4, which fast food item did Lou Groen create in 1962 because he saw declining sales during Lent? You did figure this out. People eat fish then. At McDonald's, it's the filet of fish. Number 5, in Wild West lingo, what was a boot hill? I think nobody got this one right, and as a Kansas boy, that just devastates me. It's a cemetery. They'd put their boots by their graves.
Oh.
Number 6, what is the German name for servant in French and Montecervino in Italian? It's Matterhorn. Matterhorn. Number 7, to which scientific order do beetles belong? Jay, you were very close, but it's Coleoptera.
I was in the ballpark. I knew
You just had the wrong prefix. Number 8, Barcelona, Brno, Tugendhat, and Weissenhof are all notable examples of which kind of furniture? I believe they were all designed by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. They're all kinds of chairs. I have a Barcelona chair in my apartment. Number 9, which song ends the first act of the musical Wicked that was defying gravity? Number 10, what's the name of the meal eaten by practicing Jews during Passover? That is Seder.
Yeah, it came to me about 10 seconds too late there.
Oh, dang. Number 11, who was shot and killed at the corner of East Flamingo Road and Koval Lane in Las Vegas, 1996. That was Tupac Shakur. Number 12, which kind of entertainment is the subject of the HBO show Hacks? That is stand-up comedy.
Well, it makes sense when you know it.
I wish I'd gotten to that question because I knew that one.
Number 13, which ruler from 1520 to 1566 was a sultan called the Magnificent, overseeing the Ottoman Empire? That was Suleiman. Suleiman the Magnificent. Nobody got to 14 and 15, so which outdated style of eyewear comes from the French for to pinch the nose? Do any of you know?
Pince-nez?
Yeah, pince-nez if you're American, but pince-nez if you're en français. And number 15, who wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar?
Eric Carle.
Eric Carle is correct. All right.
Not that it matters, but yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's going home this episode. We still have another episode in the split premiere of Speed Round Trivia. The people who have the lowest scores this episode and that episode are going to be going to the showdown, which we will have likely at the beginning of episode 3. So, Neal, what are our final standings at the moment?
All right, well, after that final round there, it looks like still in the caboose, if you want to call it that, of the train here, the Bloodsport train, is Willem. Willem got 4 correct, though, in that final round, which is a very hard round, bringing his total to 12. Above Willem, Stacey got 3 answers correct, bringing her total to 18. Tied with Stacey, picking up 1 correct answer in the final round, is Ryan with 18. Then Kylie picked up 5 correct answers, bringing her total to 25. And still in the lead by 1 point was Jay, picking up 4, bringing her total to 26. So very close game here. And like you said, 12 points could be a deciding number once we figure out the next 5 competitors and what their final score is to see who goes to the showdown. That is going to be the end of the first half of the premiere of the Bloodsport finale, if you want to call it that, the final championship series. The scores are going to be Willem with 12, Stacey and Ryan tied at 18, Kylie with 25, and in the lead currently Jay with 26 points. I'm just going to go around the room very quickly before we depart for today. Any final words for the other competitors who will be on the show the next time Bloodsport airs? Willem, what do you have to say?
I would advise them not to use any caramel for oiling up because apparently that did not work.
Good advice. Stacey, what about you?
Try maple syrup. I don't know.
Okay. And Ryan?
Don't have a 2-year-old crawling over you while trying to answer your questions. It's probably a good idea.
And Kylie?
I just say good luck. You guys are going to need it.
And Jay?
Make sure you use extra strong tape when you gird your loins.
All right. Well, those are some wise words for our next competitors you will hear on the next episode of Bloodsport. But before we do that, we just want to say thank you to our network, Airwave Media. If you'd like to go to airwavemedia.com, you can follow a bunch of other great shows, just like Triviality, shows like The Film Vault, Pulse of the Planet, and What If World. Go to airwavemedia.com for that. And please join us on Patreon at patreon.com/trivialitypodcasts, because this show and this entire bonus series would not be available without all of our patrons and their support. And before we go, Ryan, any last words before next episode?
Oh, no, I just hope everybody has a fantastic day who's listening to this.
I hope so, too. It was a blast to record, and look forward to the next episode where the remaining competitors will go through the same speed round. My name is Neal, and for Ken, Jeff, and Matt, Ryan, Jay, Willem, Ryan, Stacey, and Kylie, my name is Neal. And I think I said it already, but that's okay because it is Triviality.